I don't want to beat down online learning, because when I wear a Coursera hat, that is something I definitely should not be doing. But there's a little bit of shift in thinking that I want to bring about in this room. Ernst & Young published a report in February 2025 and said India will add $1.5 trillion to our economy through generative AI, right? Through the transformation, because it will just increase so much of productivity. At the same time, World Economic Forum said if there are 100 people in the population in India, 63 of them will have a transformation of job. Unfortunately, 12 will not be retained, because that's the rate of growth that the country is seeing, that we are not able to retrain or reskill at least that percentage of the population. So this room, whoever is wearing the stakes of online learning, is responsible to make sure that those 63 are reskilled and retained. But at the same time, you're able to do something about those 12 who on the doomsday are sitting just idle and don't know what to do, right? So what does that make for your ecosystem? The ecosystem is, there are 3 kinds of learners that online education can target. One is workforce, right? Workforce, because everybody's jobs are changing, the industry is changing, which means there's a huge potential of training the workforce. Degrees, non-degrees, I'll come to that later. But there is hunger for reskilling. There's hunger for education and knowledge in that workforce. Second I'm talking about is forgotten youth. Dr. Verma very nicely talked about the forgotten youth, right? The Bharat of the India, that is the second opportunity where reach, accessibility, affordability, everything is important, right? And that's where the skills over scores question also comes, because maybe you don't need high percentage people, but you need workforce for economic productivity. And the third one is school dropouts, which nobody has focused on right now. There was this Samagra Shiksha Abhiyan run by the Department of Higher Education, where there was a pathway concept built for school dropouts. It has not been highly successful because it's not adopted. But if you turn back to the American universities, they've done that very successfully. They've taken the school dropouts, built pathways for them, given them opportunity to participate in the credit system, and then go back for a degree by recognizing their apprenticeship as well, right? So the recognition of prior learning that was introduced, all these policy ecosystems, Dr. Verma said, are excellent. But can we all bring it together and go after that target group? The second piece that is important is online education needs to be core to the infrastructure. Right now, it's more of a bolt-on experiment. In most of the universities, it is not a seasoned approach to developing online learning. And we are thinking about going 10x without thinking about co-teach. The reality of the market is people want non-standard degrees if they are pursuing online education. They don't want standard degrees, which means, can I be a co-teacher? Can we curate cohorts according to the hunger of the student coming in and cater to the requirements that they have? I would say there's a whole approach shift that's required. Go into curation over curriculums. Of course, there will be about 50% of the education which will be foundational. You need to understand a theory before you start implementing it. But are 50% of curriculums completely curated by the cohorts that are incoming? Am I giving that opportunity in online education? Immersion, labs, use of technology, use of AI, everything allows that 50% to be extremely affordable, economical, and scalable. And that platform system will actually allow the students to curate their own degrees, and therefore the industry will start recognizing this. If US can do it, if America has that possibility of flowing back people into the industry by doing parallel online degrees, so can we. I think we are a very mature market on that. And the last piece that I feel is also trusting the system a little bit. Right now, there's a little bit of a mistrust in the system itself. And this morning I saw Walt Disney has invested $1 billion in OpenAI on the single product that OpenAI has, Sora. So if Disney is okay to use Sora, artificial generative content, to build their own enterprise, their huge entertainment marquee that they have, I'm sure faculty can also trust AI with their digital clones and fast-track content generation to customize and adapt learning to those cohorts that are coming. This is just my perspective. At Coursera, we have done some of these experiments very successfully. 10% of our courses are now coming through digital avatars, and they're absolutely well received. So just thought I'll give a little bit of a positive shift than beating ourselves down of what we are not doing.